Good evening, football fans. Welcome to the Chesmont Game of the Week presented by the Sunoco Pipeline on ChesmontFootball.com. I am Mikey Dunn, joined by Carl Rumman as we get set to bring you some cross-divisional play in the Chesmont Conference. It's the Unionville Indians of the Chesmont American Division hosting the Downingtown East Cougars of the Chesmont National. Carl, tell us a little bit about the Downingtown East Cougars.
Okay, Mikey, the Downingtown East Cougars, who are coached by Mike Matta, have a record of 7-1 this season, 5-0 at home, and 2-1 on the road. They averaged 40 points per game while allowing only 15, and they ran off a very impressive 7-0 start and unfortunately lost last week in the Battle of the Brandywine to Downingtown West, which I'll talk about in a minute. They're led by their senior quarterback, Mikey Luke Davis, and Coach Matta sees Luke with great leadership skills who can run the football and also has a great understanding of the offense. They're led by their two great running backs, Mikey Garvey, Jonathan, and Zach Hamilton. Garvey has 145 carries this season for a league-leading 1,033 yards, while Zach Hamilton has 119 carries for 610. The game last week, very interesting, as East met their match with West last week, as West's defense was extremely impressive, Mikey. The Cougars, which averaged 278 yards per game rushing, were held to a low of 113 yards on 35 carries, with Jonathan only getting 60 yards, and held them to a total of only 262 total yards for the entire game. So what we're looking at here is a mad team who wants to get back on the winning note again by trying to take care of a 3-5 Unionville team.
And we're going to talk about those Unionville Indians after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
America's oil and gas moves through 2.4 million miles of underground pipelines safely. But one of those pipelines were gone. We would need 90,000 more tanker trucks or 27,000 more rail cars every single day just to meet our energy needs. So, do you want this, or this? We move America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
We are back here at Unionville High School as the Unionville Indians are set to take on the Downingtown East Cougars. It's a Unionville Indian team that's had a little bit of a drop-off from their team last year. They made it one game away from the state final. They come in at 3-5, 1-2 at home, 3-1 in conference play. They're averaging a little over 19 points a game. They are giving up a little over 21. They are coached, of course, by Pat Clark. It's a Unionville team that's won the American Division 3 years in a row, Carl, and last week their loss against Ruston really hurt their chances of repeating. They lost the first game of the season against a very strong Garnet Valley team, 42-3. They lost week 2 on ChesmontFootball.com to Academy Park, 19-14. Then got their third loss, something that they didn't do last year, to Avongrove, 24-22. But then week 4 rebounded with a win at Great Valley, 31-14. Beat Oxford 48-12. Then lost to Haverford. Beat Kennett, which is something they've done every year since the two schools have played. But then last week they lost, as seen on ChesmontFootball.com, to Ruston 14-0. They had just 129 yards in that game, Carl. 56 rushing. They are led by their quarterback, Blake Charlton, who has 988 yards passing this year, but 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Carl, you're looking at usually wanting a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. But he's even. It's 1-to-1. It's a team that runs for a little over 124 yards a game, throw for 120, but they have 13 turnovers. A team defensively fairly strong, even though they gave up an 85-yard run last week to Will Pileggi. They give up just 158 rushing yards, 128 passing game. They forced 7 turnovers. Expect to see a lot of the running game for them tonight, as Nick Schnars, Connor Schilling, and Joseph Ferriello will get a lot of the carries.
Yeah. Yes, Mikey. I know Unionville's going to try to get off to a quicker start than they have been. They're going to try to take advantage of maybe the Downingtown East maybe being a little down after their game, and maybe being a little overconfident, being that they would be favored in this game.
Carl, I'm really interested in seeing Jonathan tonight. You mentioned having over 1,000 yards for the second straight year. He has 14 touchdowns. He also, not too much of a threat catching the ball, but he does have 76 yards receiving this season. Davis this year only has 1 interception, so you have a very talented offensive and defensive team in Downingtown East. I'm going to be curious to see what this Unionville defense can do to stop them. As we said last week, it was a 14-0 loss, but they gave up just maybe a big play or two here or there. They were pretty strong defensively.
Yeah, they are strong defensively, but they're going to be facing a tough test tonight, trying to stop John Saint and Hamilton, who have been tearing up Chesmont football this year, except for last week's game. But I don't believe Unionville has the defense that Downingtown West Whippets have, and it's going to be very difficult tonight to stop those two gentlemen.
Carl, you said it's a mad Downingtown East team. This is a team with Coach Matta. When they beat Avongrove 48-14, he said that his happiness level was at a 0. When they beat Shanahan 41-4, I don't know if I've ever seen a score that had a team score 4 points. He said, quote, it was the worst coaching job he had done in 16 years at that school.
Yeah, he said that, Mikey, because of, I think, the penalties they had in that game.
It was, I believe, 8 penalties, 2 unsportsmanlike. Carl, we did a game this year where Coatesville had 14 penalties. So to have a coach get that upset about 8, I mean, it shows that he is a very disciplined coach, wants a disciplined team. And as you said, coming off that loss, it's going to be an angry team. But, hey, they got to make sure that this is a trap game coming up next week. They have Coatesville. That game will be on ChesmontFootball.com. But as we said tonight, they are taking on the Indians. Indian team really trying to get things going offensively, Carl. Last year they had Joe Zubalaga, who was their do-it-all player. They lost him. They lost a lot of good players from that team that made it far into the playoffs. So they're just trying to get a couple signature wins here. A win over Downingtown East would be big. You usually only just play one cross-divisional game. As the Cougars won the toss, they have deferred. Unionville going to get their offense out there, trying to put some points on the board first against a very strong Downingtown East team.
Yeah, you look for. We'll look for see how the Unionville comes out if they're able to stay in this game, Mikey. Hoping not to see a blowout early, and we'll be able to tell pretty much from the line of scrimmage how they handle John Saint and Hamilton here.
As we said, it's still a strong defense this year.
Yeah, that is one of their strong suits. They are a very tough, strong defensive team, which is Unionville are known for. It's just offensively they've struggled this year.
Again, Unionville, coached by Pat Clark, been here for a number of years, always very strong. They are going up against a well-coached Downingtown East team. Going to be ready to bring you this game. Going to have the kickoff coming off just shortly after the national anthem. Unionville Marching Band performing their rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. It is a great football night, Carl. It's a little chilly out, perfect for football, and it's two teams that are going to be running the ball a lot, which, again, is perfect for this weather.
Yeah, it's a good football night. Weather, the temperature's in the 50s now. Clear skies. We're not expecting any weather forecast of any rain or anything.
We've had a few lightning delays here over the years, Carl. So I don't remember the last broadcast. I know you guys did the Academy Park game. I don't remember the last time I did a broadcast here that actually kicked off on time.
There you go. We had one delay this year. Now I think it was an hour delay.
So it's Unionville receiving the opening kick. They look to get their offense going. Downingtown East, a team that usually is very strong in the kicking game. Their kicker tonight is Owen Merlis.
Actually, Joel Mindek is going to be kicking off there.
Oh, sorry about that. We got two kickers in their program. And making the tackle on that play was Ethan Waldbusser.
And that was Connor Schilling, who does pretty much all their kickoff returns, and he had a lot of them last week. He's a tough runner.
Again, him, Ferriello, and Schnard, they're good runners. It's just they haven't been able to get as much going as far as in the passing game. So 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball on the 30-yard line. And that is Schnarrs. Carl, we saw this a lot against Ruston. They love running the Wildcat formation. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Indians. They'd love to have a long, sustained scoring drive to start this game. A 3-and-out, not something you want. Whenever you get the ball first, Carl, you're showing you have confidence in your offense. You want them to go out there to get you some points. 2nd and 6, ball on the 34. Man in motion. That's Schilling on the run. Going to be tackled at the 38. Going to bring up a 3rd and 2. Carl, did they just do a simple run here? Did they maybe try and pull off something, pick up a big play?
Yeah. Like if you noticed that Nick Schnarrs is actually running the offense at quarterback.
Well, a lot of times you'll see the best athlete in at quarterback in a lot of the high schools. That's Ferriello on the run. And it's a no gain on the play.
So my question to you, Mikey, is where is Blake Charlton?
We'll have to see as this game progresses, Carl. Maybe we can find some down here in the press box.
He was not in, and we didn't get any word beforehand if he's hurt.
So the Indians have to punt. Fair catch called for at the 31-yard line. That was Stephen Long. So the Cougars will have their first drive of the game as their defense forces a 3-and-out.
So, Mikey, my question to you is, what did Unionville accomplish on that first series? They certainly weren't able to get the offensive line moving at all there. It was pretty weak start.
I mean, 3rd and 2 is putting yourself in a good position.
Right.
Nice job there by the defense of the Indians. That's John Saint on the run. Carl Pellegrin on the tackle. We'll say his name a lot defensively for the Indians.
He's been outstanding, Mikey.
That's Davis taking it himself. He's got a first down. Luke Davis, the senior quarterback, has a couple rushing touchdowns this year for the Cougars.
Yeah, it looked like a planned play there, Mikey, as he quickly rolled out and got outside and got a first down.
First and 10, ball on the 42. That was a solid pickup by John Saint. Again, he'll be splitting the carries with Zach Hamilton. Johnson looking to add to his league lead in total yards. Davis drops back. He's got a man deep. That is dropped. It was right in the hands of Albert Choi, Carl.
Oh, Albert, he had that one. Beautiful throw.
It was strong coverage, but Choi just got past the defender with a late burst of speed.
That's a break for Unionville there, Mikey. As Downingtown East almost got on the scoreboard there.
As they have a 0 back set, Jonathan's off the field. Davis in the shotgun. Pass is complete. It's going to be a first down. Pass is complete to Connor Noble. Very strong tight end, all conference last year, Carl. Reading up on this game, had some relatives play in the NFL.
Yes.
As his dad played in the league, and then also, I believe from, if I read correctly, his uncle is Clay Matthews.
Oh, cool. And I wonder if he's related to Tommy Noble, who was an all-pro for, I think, the Atlanta Falcons, Mikey, when I was growing up watching football in the 70s.
That I did not see in my research, but it very well could be. You do have that extensive knowledge of NFL players. 3rd and 10. Ball on the 41. Dropping back is Davis again. That's going to be well overthrown. That was Noble, the intended target.
Pass attempt is incomplete.
And Carl, we misspoke on the one that was not complete to Noble.
Right, it was incomplete, which set up a 3rd and 10.
Got excited talking about his lineage.
Right, and the Unionville does a good job of getting them off the field with only 1 first down.
Low snap, almost blocked. Fair catch called for. So the Indians defense gets the stop. They're going to start with a 1st and 10
First down, Indians.
on their own 28-yard line. Carl, their offense has to get something going.
So Blake Charlton is on the sideline, Mikey, there, but he is not in the game. As they're going with Nick Schnars as the quarterback tonight.
As we said, Charlton, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Maybe they're just trying to get something, change it up a little bit. They did have some success with the Wildcat last week. Flag on the play. I saw the initial call pointing against the defense. It's not going to make Coach Matta happy if it's against the Cougars. And it is offsides.
Can't see any reason for that, Mikey, why you go all sides on a play that hadn't even started yet.
So it'll be 1st and 5 on the 33. Carl, you don't want to give a struggling offense any help.
Correct. That's what I was going to say, Mikey. They weren't able to get a first down. Don't give them a break, easy break like that.
It's Schnarr's taking it himself. He's got the first down. He's still going up the sideline at the 40. He's at the 30. He gets tackled down inside the 30. Going to look for the spot. Looks right around the 26-yard line. What a run by Schnars.
Great run by Schnars, Mikey. Unbelievable.
That's why you put him in at quarterback.
There you go. That's why they put him in.
My senior year of high school, our quarterback didn't have the best arm. Wasn't the best all-around quarterback. So I asked one of the coordinators, so why'd you put him in? He said, well, he's the best athlete. That's what you got to do. 1st and 10, ball on the 26. Little trickeration there as they fake the toss, hand it off on the counter.
It was Fariello on the carry, Mikey.
Be curious to see how well Schnars throws the ball, though. If it's just going to be nonstop running, that's something the Cougars will be able to pick up on and be able to scheme to stop.
Well, I tell you what, I would have schemed Nick Schnars on every play running the football, and they didn't do that too well on that long run by him.
Well, they're doing a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of trickeration on some of these runs, getting creative. 2nd and 8, ball on the 24. Schnars, pass is complete. Still going, inside the 10, going in for the touchdown is Alex Pellegrin. Nice play, Carl, well designed.
Beautiful play. And I tell you what, Unionville's been practicing some plays here, Mikey. And you couldn't tell on the first drive, but I'll tell you what, and they're using their best athletes, whether it be offense or defenses. Pellegrin's been playing more and more offense, Mikey, as we noticed last week. And Schnars makes a great play there and finds Pellegrin for a Unionville touchdown.
As it is Dominic Braithwaite in for the extra point. Extra point is up, and it is, it hits the upright. No good, Carl. Was pointed out to me by someone last week. I didn't say you got to be sound in the kicking game. Got to say it now. So a great drive by the Indians ends with a missed extra point, but that's where we stand. 6-0, Unionville leads Downingtown East. We'll be back after this word for the James J. Terry Funeral Home.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
We are back here at Unionville High School as the Indians did something we didn't see at all last week against Ruston. They had a scoring drive and had two big plays, Carl.
Yeah, the two big plays, they roll out and long run by Schnars, and then the 23-yard touchdown pass. Schnars to Pellegrin using their best athletes, Mikey. And it looks like Downingtown East is still sleepy from that game last week and haven't recovered yet. But they are a dangerous team.
There's a short kick to the Cougars as the up man ran into one of his blockers. Still going to be good field position for the Cougars as they start off with the ball on their own 37.
Zach Hamilton on the return for the Cougars. First down on the 37-yard line.
For those that don't know, we play the song Mr. Touchdown when we score a touchdown. And after the field goal, whether you know it or not, we play.
As we have one of the officials was just out on the field. Looks like he's sitting there good to go now.
They're going to go hip. They're going to go hip. It's hip.
First and 10, ball on the 37. As one of the, Carl, that was something I don't know if I've seen in a long time. The pulling guard for Downingtown East, who was trying to roll out to block, he fell over basically as soon as the snap happened. Second and 9. As nice job getting a couple extra yards, Jonathan. Was tough to take down there, Carl.
Yeah, he's a strong runner, Mikey, but Unionville doing a pretty good job so far, holding Downingtown East. No big plays. That's what they want. That's what they want to stop. They only had one big play, and it was dropped by.
3rd and 4 for the Cougars. That was Choi who was trying to catch that deep pass earlier. It is an incomplete pass, just a little too far, and it was good coverage. In coverage was Weston Grimm.
Weston Grimm. Excellent coverage, Mikey.
Unionville defense came to play, Carl.
They did. So that's two consecutive stops, and only one first down so far for Downingtown East. Low punt. Oh. Schnars almost blocked that, Mikey.
And it takes a Indian bounce as it's going to be downed at the 46-yard line. So Unionville has great field position. Carl, both punts by the Cougars have almost been blocked.
Right, Mikey. It was a low snap, so it took them a little longer to get it off. And then Schnars really had a shot to block that, and it just went through them. But they still have very good field position.
I don't just say you got to be sound in the kicking game a lot because it doesn't matter. I mean, it is a very important aspect of the game. You have a Unionville team that struggled offensively. They had a great drive, and now you're giving them the ball with excellent field position because there was issue on the snap, there was issue on the kick. I formation. There was Ferry Yellow. It's a little bit of a different I formation as the back kind of lined up in the I right before the snap occurred. It's a Loss of 1 on the play. And Carl, barring any injuries, I do believe we're going to see Schnarrs all night in at quarterback.
I believe so. Blake Charlton is on the sidelines. He's fine. They've made a tactical change here because their offense has been struggling, Mikey.
And the Cougar defense, the ball is taken out and stripped, and running the opposite way, going in for the touchdown is Nico Lemke. Carl, that's just a strong play there by a good defensive player.
I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he may have either stolen the ball or it looked like he may have stolen the ball from
I think he just took it from him.
Right. Well,
they were trying to push for extra yards, and what a great play. Game changer.
Offensively, the play kind of was off balance there, and it didn't seem to really work. Went right into the line, and Lemke just took the ball and ran the other way for a touchdown.
Extra point is up, and it is good. Downingtown East now leads 7-6. Carl, what a turn of events. Unionville has great field position, just a strong defensive play. Puts the Cougars in the lead.
Yeah, great play there by Lemke. As we see a defensive touchdown here.
So Nico Lemke, what a play. The senior defensive lineman.
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to come back tomorrow night for the March on the Brandywine right here at Unionville Football Field. 12 bands, 12 areas.
I don't know if I've seen that before in high school.
Yeah.
We'll be here in a marching band competition. Tomorrow night, Unionville High School.
I mean, it's just, you got to just think, you know what, that's just a good play by the defense. If you're the offense, you just can't let it get to you. Go back out there, say, hey, we had one good drive. Why can't we have 2?
Just a reminder that tonight's game is being web streamed live at ChesmontFootball.com. Make sure you tell your friends and family at home. Log on to ChesmontFootball.com for tonight's game.
So Unionville looking to take the lead back.
Right there, right there.
And they have a good return going as that's Schilling. There is a flag on the play, though, Carl.
That's down at the 30-yard line, Mikey, so it's probably coming back.
Very rarely do you see a penalty on the kicking team on a kickoff. And it's going to be holding against Unionville, so that good return is wiped away.
Holding on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Indians.
Carl, really going to be curious to see how they respond. The opening drive, 3 and out. Second drive, 2 big plays and a touchdown. Third drive, great field position, turnover. What happens here on this 4th drive? Hey,
Well, I think they'd have to do more. Stars running the football, Mikey, I tell you.
they did there, and hey, the ball was held on to this time.
Second down, Indians.
Probably their best athlete, along with Alex Pellegrin, who combined together for their first touchdown.
2nd and 4 after the 6-yard pickup. Ball on the 27-yard line. So it's Schilling on the carry. Carl, the Cougar defense knows that they can just put 8 in the box. Yes, they got beat for a passing touchdown, but it was a short pass, so they don't really have to worry about defending too far deep down the field.
So I'd like to see them try to throw the ball a little bit, Mikey, because it could catch them by surprise.
3rd and 6. Ball on the 25-yard line.
Alex makes it. Pellegrin missed. He didn't turn up. Joe got the kick out, but Alex didn't turn up.
Schnarrs rolls out, and he tries to run. Makes 1 minute. Oh, the ref does a block for him. It's going to be a first down for the Indians as Schnars looked like he might have gotten stopped. But then the referee, standing there trying to watch the play, got run into by a Cougar. So something going the Indians' way there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick Schnars makes him pay for that play. Great play by Nick Schnars, who's been the surprise star of this game so far.
Carl, wanted to say that was the 17th forced turnover by the Cougars this year.
Wow.
Schnars takes it himself. Another solid pickup as they're into Cougar territory.
Definitely Pat Clark here, knowing that they had to have some kind of game plan, Mikey, to give them any chance to win this game. And he obviously devised a plan where they would have Nick Schnars running the football from the quarterback position. And so far, it's been very effective.
I mean, Carl, we've gotten to see the best coaches in Chesmont over the last couple of weeks here. We got to see Pat Clark, Mike Matta, Mike Sinclair, Ortega, and Milano. I mean, those are the names when you think of coaching in Chesmont. And that is going to be just short of a first down. It was Schnars with the carry.
Very impressive there, Mikey, as he waited for his blocking to develop, and then he found the hole. Very intelligent football player, Nick Schnars.
3rd and 1 for Unionville. This ball's lined up right in front of you, Carl, for where you're sitting in the press box.
Yes.
Well, they've had the quarterback running a lot tonight. Did they just do a quarterback sneak? As our listeners will know, I pretty much ask for that every time it's a 3rd and really short. It is a handoff. It is a first down for Unionville. And, hey, the ball did not come out. That was a really late whistle, Carl. Forward progress was stopped, as we hear some of the coordinators asking for that. But that was on the fumble, the pile was still moving. That was just
and
stopped.
That was Pellegrin that ran the ball, Mikey.
Hey, put the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Yeah. I love this Pat Clark.
And, Carl, that play just has not worked thus far.
No, I think they executed that one better than they had been, but like you said, it just did not work.
It's a counter play to Ferriello. I mean, Downingtown East defense, they've given up some big plays tonight, but they got some big men up front, Carl.
They do. It's a tough play to make work.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to buy your 50-50 raffle
Offensive line holding in there, not doing a bad job so far. And it's been a very good first quarter for Unionville, except for, unfortunately, that fumble.
2nd and 11.
Definitely in the game.
2:15 here to go in the first quarter. Unionville trails 7-6. Schnars rolls out, makes a man miss. Pass is complete for a first down.
Schnars pass complete.
There is a flag, though, Carl.
Ferriello. There is a flag.
Farrell had enough for the first down, but
Where is the flag?
flag is on the far side of the field, Carl, at about the
I see it
38-yard line.
But I love that play by Schnars.
I feel like that's a holding, maybe. Oh, legal man downfield.
Oh, that's a shame.
Carl, it kind of seems like the passing plays has been the exact same play, but that time they had a different receiver open.
Schnars is very, very confident quarterback. I tell you, he stayed in there. He moves well with the football in his hand, and delivered the ball very nicely.
Did they have the play in the playbook to pick up this down and distance? 2nd and 16.
Well, you know, Mikey, it's try to get half of it back.
Schnars rolls out. And pass is incomplete. Carl, the intended target there was Alex Pellegrin. He just was not expecting the ball. He turned around, and the ball was already at his hands.
Yeah, well, he had to get rid of it, Mikey. He was under a lot of pressure. And that could have got him 5 yards back. Now 3rd and 16, that they don't really have something in their playbook for this.
A lot of it is Schnars, or if it's passed, usually it's Schnars rolling out to the left side.
Yeah, obviously, Downingtown East has got to watch Schnars with the running to the sideline, making sure he doesn't get anywhere.
3rd and 16, ball on the 46. Schnars pass is complete to Ferriello, and he breaks a tackle. He's got a first down. What a effort by Ferriello, Carl.
Very impressive, Mikey. I'll tell you what, that was an impressive play. As Ferriello does an out route, they hit him right up the middle. He does a great job of running the football and getting it all the way down to the 10-yard line.
The difference in the offense between last week and this week is very impressive for the Indians. Not on that play, though.
Great defense there by number 38, Spencer Ugla, Mikey.
He is, Carl, related to the former baseball player Dan Ugla, and used to be taught lessons by a friend of ChesmontFootball.com, Jason Bowman.
Yes, Dan Ugla, the second baseman for the Florida Marlins, I believe.
Yes, then went to the Braves as well.
Right. He's a pretty darn good hitter. Had a pretty long career.
So you have a player for the Cougars who has relatives in the NFL, one who has relatives in Major League Baseball, as we have a whistle. It is a timeout against charged to Downingtown East. Carl, we were talking about the difference offensively between last week and this week. Last week, they had nothing going offensively. And it wasn't even that they tried to do some exotic plays and it didn't work. They just really didn't try anything except for a Wildcat. Well, tonight, they made the Wildcat back be the quarterback, but there's just creativity. There's motions we weren't seeing. It seems like a revitalized offense.
Yeah, revitalized offense with a different quarterback, and you know how that quarterback can make all the difference in the world, Mikey. And I tell you what, he obviously is not a long passer. I don't think he can throw a bomb, but he executes the short passes very well and delivers it right on time.
And we've seen on this drive a couple passes that were more in the intermediate range, which that's really all you need to do. If you show you can do a 8 to 15-yard pass, that's enough. 2nd and 14. Little shovel pass to Ferriello. He's still going, lowers his head. He's still going, and he's going to go in for the score. What an effort by Joseph Ferriello. 25-yard touchdown reception off a shovel pass, Carl.
Absolutely a tremendous play there. I'll tell you what, Ferriello makes a great run. Again, breaking tackles. Downingtown East does a poor job, Mikey, of tackling on that play. And he rolls into the end zone for their second touchdown of the game.
See if the extra point will be true this time. Braithwaite's first kick hit the extra point. Hit the upright on the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. No problems this time as Unionville leads Downingtown East 13-7. What a effort by Ferriello.
I'll tell you what.
SWI, or Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown or call them at 610-518-5187. That's SWI, Service Wholesale Incorporated.
Quarterback Club would like to continue thanking their
Carl, you're thinking, if you're Downingtown East, all right, well, there's only a few things that they're showing us, but we're still not stopping them.
Football, it's all about execution, Mikey, and the quarterback is executing the offense extremely well, and it's really surprising. But we saw what Ryan Wetzel did last week, and now they're coming in with a different quarterback, and I don't think Downingtown East is ready for Nick Schnars.
Another short kick. Breaking the tackle and still going is the return man, or the up man. Oh, that's going to be a late hit, Carl. Throwing him down the bounce, but they didn't call it. Maybe I guess they said they were wrapped up, but
yeah,
it was Wallace on the return.
It was questionable, but that was, again, Spencer Ugla showing the power not easy to bring down.
Carl, this has been a surprising result thus far to say. Just looking at what we saw offensively from the Indians last week, they didn't score a point last week, Carl. And now they have 13 points with 38 seconds to go. Downingtown East first and 10 on their own 40. And that is Hamilton on the run.
Good strong run by Zach Hamilton there. Good blocking, and he showed some power.
Carl, speaking of power, Dimir Miller and Dupree Bryant each have touchdowns on screen passes tonight for Coatesville. They lead Avergrove 21-0 early in that game. As that's going to be, it looks like enough for the first down. Hamilton on the carry.
Hamilton on the carry.
West and Shanahan are tied 0-0.
Tackled by Matt Julier and Ryan Sun. First down, Cougars.
There's 9 seconds left here in the first quarter. Davis drops back. Screen pass to Jack O'Reilly. And that's going to do it here for the first quarter as the Unionville Indians lead the Downingtown East Cougars by a score of 13-7. Nice first quarter for the Indians, Carl. Their defense is pitching a shutout, and the only reason why there's points on the board for the Cougars was just a great effort by Nico Lemke of the Cougar defense.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it would be a 13-0 game. In fact, Unionville had good field position when that fumble or stolen ball, I like to call it because that's what they used to call it back in the day. You actually take the ball from the guy. He didn't really fumble it.
Yeah, usually if it's a strip, the ball's bouncing on the ground, but he just
another name for
just ripped it out of it.
Right.
But this is a Cougar team that has weapons offensively, but it is a Unionville defense. We said they've struggled this year, but their defense has still been strong, giving up just 158 rushing, 128 passing this season. They're not a team that forces a lot of turnovers, but they'll put some pressure on you.
They will. Entertaining game so far. A little bit of a surprise. Well, let's call it what it is. Big surprise. And I got to give Pat Clark and his team a lot of credit.
To run up the middle to Jonasate. He's going for a big gain. He still hasn't been tackled. He's going to be finally brought down inside the 25.
Yeah, you don't want to give him room to run, Mikey. He's excellent in the open field.
Hurry up offense, something you frequently see under Coach Matta teams. And Carl, we said he was angry when his team was winning by 30 points. His team is trailing in this game. Davis has a wide open receiver, but he overthrows his target. Leaping, trying to make the catch was Connor Noble. It hit off his hands, but he tried to grab it at its highest point, and that's blown play, Carl. I mean, he was wide open.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great call, an easy touchdown, but not executed. And so far, they're not executing.
I don't know. We're not tanking to air, so he's got to be like he went outside on the
Offensive line, however, of Downingtown East is starting to get it together, and they're starting to blow people off the ball.
Second down.
That's third down.
Third down, too.
8 yards on that carry.
That looks like it's going to be enough for a Cougar first down. As Hamilton with the carry.
Hamilton on the carry. First down, Cougars.
This is kind of how I thought the game would go, Mikey, with them running it down their throat. This is the first time, however, they've been able to do this.
And that's going to be a touchdown run by Zach Hamilton, 15-yard run. Carl, that play was too easy.
Yeah, they're starting, like I said, Mikey, they're starting to blow Unionville off the ball, their offensive line, and Hamilton was able to easily run it in from 15 yards out. Sorry, Downingtown.
As there's a flag on the extra point. As it is offsides against Unionville.
Offsides, Unionville.
And Carl, that flag, I do believe we're going to see the Cougars go for 2.
They're going for 2.
Hey, they're closer now. Reaching the ball over was John saying, Carl, I hate when they do this delayed call because the ball has moved several times. Several of the players got up. They said no good, Carl. Carl, I could have sworn that ball was over the line, and the refs making the decision about 10 seconds after the play ended, but they say no good, so now we have a tie game.
Okay, I don't agree with that call, and don't have the ability to see instant replay on that, Mikey, but I don't believe he was down, and he reached over, and he reached the football over the goal line for a 2-point conversion. Unless they blew the whistle before that, Mikey, I'm not too sure how they couldn't have called that a 2-point conversion. But it is a big play in this game. Now the score is tied at 13.
Yeah, you had Coach Matta thinking, hey, you give my offensive line and great running backs a chance to add to our lead even more, and all we need to do is gain 1 yard. But the refs made their call, so that is what they got to go with. Didn't see Coach Matta yelling about it. There's a good return for the Indians, taking the ball to the 47-yard line. Ferriello, Carl.
He's having a hell of a night, Ferriello, isn't he? Great run back there by him. He's breaking tackles.
No flag this time.
No flag, which is big. And they get the ball in great field position again.
Folks, just a reminder, you can like 3CTV Live on Facebook, follow 3CTV Live on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter at ChesmontFB. 1st and 10, they actually spotted him down at the 48, Carl. Man in motion. It's an option. Toss goes to Schilling. Takes it to the outside. Carl, just good job. They faked the handoff to the up man, and then it turns out to be an option. They pitched it at the right time. Schilling gets marked down at the 45 of Downingtown East.
Nick Schnars, Mikey, is not listed as a quarterback, but I tell you what, either he's a great athlete or he's played some quarterback somewhere.
Yeah, he's one of those guys when they go to college are listed as an athlete.
Yeah.
Schnars takes himself up the middle, but what a job by the Cougar defense, as that was
Nico Lemke again.
The man who has a touchdown for the Cougar defense and just bursts through the offensive line, makes the big hit.
He did, big play. That's the first time they've really stopped Nick Schnars.
Now it's a 3rd and 5. Carl, they probably thought, oh, we got this easy. Just have our quarterback who's having I guess we'll call him quarterback who's having a great night. Just do a simple run. Lemke says, not on this play.
Yeah, great play by Lemke there, and sets up a 3rd and 5. Big play here for Unionville.
And it's pressure up the middle. And that's Lemke again, Carl.
Who does he think he is, Lawrence Taylor, Mikey?
Hey, don't let Bill Belichick hear you say that. He's making a play for player of the game tonight.
I'll tell you what, he has been their best defensive player. And
he's 6'2", 230-pound senior.
There you go.
4th and 11. Second time the Indians haven't been able to take advantage of good field position. Oh, and it's fumbled. Ball is still loose. Finally, pulling the ball in is the return man. As that was Choi. Could have been disastrous for the Cougars, Carl.
Almost. He just had enough time, Mikey, to secure the ball.
Is fumbled and recovered on the 17-yard line.
Folks, just to let you know, Chesco Athletics is coming soon. That's right. Love bringing you great football every week. Well, coming up, we're going to have high school basketball, both boys and girls, and wrestling. So stay tuned for more information about ChescoAthletics.com. First and 10 ball on the 17 for the Cougars. As that is Hamilton on the run.
Nice job, and guess who tackled? Nick Schnars, Mikey. He's playing quarterback and in defense. You don't see that too often. Usually don't want your quarterback to get hurt.
If you see the quarterback in, usually they're a defensive back, like a safety or something.
Yeah, well, he is playing safety.
He is. There he is. Okay. He was just up there making that play.
He came up for the play. Shows you how intelligent he is.
That's Hamilton on the run.
Hamilton on the carry.
As the Cougars
Brings up third down.
look to kind of, thank their defense for getting the stop that they did, because Indians had great field position. They don't want to have to put their defense back on the field, Downingtown East. They need to get a first down here, give them a breather.
Exactly. Big play here.
Davis looked like he just was saying something to Choi. It's play action. Choi's going deep, but there's pressure. Davis taking it himself. He's going to get enough for the first down. Carl, when I saw him turn over and say something, I'm thinking, oh, he's going deep to Choi. But it was good coverage, also even better pressure.
Right.
But Davis gets the first down.
Well, you got to give Davis some credit there, Mikey. It was actually very good defense there. And they almost had him sacked. But it's still a good play by Davis.
Jonathan on the carry. He's going to be tackled after a pickup of maybe a half a yard.
So far, doing a pretty good job with Jonathan. He's had one big run so far. Unionville overall hanging in there defensively. Oh,
and Davis
Mr.
gets taken down.
Mikey. That is the way to tackle, Mikey.
And Davis is a talented quarterback. Jonas Saint's good. Hamilton's good, but this is a strong defense. Carl, I'd like to see them try maybe get Hamilton or Jonas Saint involved more in screen passes,
Short
maybe.
passing game, yeah.
3rd and 13. Pressure up the middle again. They did the screen there, Carl, but it was well defended. They did throw it to Hamilton, so a lot of times I might say, hey, I want to see them do this. It works out well. They shouldn't have listened to me there, Carl.
Yes, good tackling by Sam Shriver there. Also, number 55, the captain, Matt Julier.
But you said Carl Pellegrin with the pressure. That's part of the reason also why that play did not work well for the Cougars. The Unionville defense gets the stop. Much better snap this time. Punt dies down. Oh, it's stopped by the Cougars at the 38-yard line. We'll be back with more second quarter action after this word from Big Boys Barbecue Sauce. Big Boys Barbecue Sauce is the perfect addition to your meal. It's now sold at select Walmarts and other local stores. Go to BigBoysBBQSauce.com to find a location near you. We are back here at Unionville High School as the Indians have no room to run as Schnars takes it himself, maybe a pickup of one.
See what Unionville can come up with here. Mikey have, again, good field position starting at their own 38.
Yeah, they've had a couple of decent drives field position-wise starting. Schnars makes a couple men miss, but nobody's open, and he's finally going to be tackled in the backfield, Carl. Oh, no, he actually was able to fall forward, tackle forward and get a yard, but there were so many men in the backfield that he thought, all right, well, let me just step up and avoid this. But, Carl, he should have just run it there.
Yeah, he should have. Garrett Gripton made the tackle, but, Mikey, do you know who was in on that play that caused all the havoc? Mr. Lemke.
Yeah, he's definitely making a case for the player of the game for Downingtown East, but it's a 3rd and 9 This is where we saw Mr. Ferriello make some big plays.
Yes, let's see if they can get it to him and where he can do some damage.
As that's a broken play, that ball takes a crazy backward bounce. Who's going to recover it? It looks like it's the Cougars. Oh, still going, picking up the ball and taking it in for the score is Weston Menzie. Carl, what an unbelievable play.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did that ball get kicked, Mikey, back there?
Not really sure what happened. As you see Coach Clark talking to the officials.
Let's see what they're going to call here.
Carl, I believe we had a signal of touchdown. I don't even see the refs getting together to discuss it.
So it should be. Is there any further discussion
So 2 defensive touchdowns for Downingtown East tonight. And not the way we thought this game would go, Mikey, but it's their defense that's got them the lead.
So we await the extra point. It is up, and it is no good. So Downingtown East gets a gift defensively, but they missed the extra point. They lead 19-13. We'll be back after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
Unionville High School as the Indians now trail 19-13 as Carl, there's been several plays tonight that I don't think I've ever seen before in high school football.
Yeah, it's been crazy. That was really strange, and a big break for as Weston Menzie comes up with the big play there.
It's been a crazy game as far as kicking as well. We've had some punts almost blocked, missed extra points.
Unionville still very much in this game, but Downingtown East's defense is starting to pick up. Skips it
Kick goes out of bounds. It's not going to make the – and 2 officials threw a flag on that one.
Yeah, only 1 counts.
Carl, I think this is the definition of a game that you should go back and rewatch. All these games are archived on ChesmontFootball.com because you will see some things that you probably have never seen before. If we haven't seen them, you probably haven't seen them.
Yeah, a couple crazy plays here has really given Downingtown the lead. And you never would have figured it would be their offense. It's their defense that has got them the lead tonight.
Update you on another score. Downingtown West has taken a 7-0 lead over Bishop Shanahan. As the Cougar defense is there, making the stop again. As you said, Carl, they're really starting to feel themselves.
Yes, they are. Number 43 makes the tackle, Mikey Stewart Regetz.
A surprising score out there, Carl. We saw Oxford early in the season. They were playing fairly well. They are trailing Kennett 28-0 midway through the second.
Wow, that is a surprise score. Kennett not known necessarily for their great offense tonight.
We did hear a lot of good things about their quarterback.
Yeah.
What he's going to be like in the future. Stars rolls out. Pass is complete to Pellegrin. Going to be enough for a Indian first down.
That's the kind of plays they need, Mikey.
Just showing how weird the game is. It's Downingtown East has 2 defensive touchdowns, but also not been impressed with their defense's inability to stop the Indians with some of these shorter passes, with these quarterback runs. It has been also great efforts by the Indians. Then they make stops there where they have 6 guys in the backfield. It's been very sporadic, both teams offensively and defensively in this game.
Yeah, Mr. Lemke wasn't in on that play, but Connor Noble was, and he makes the tackle along with about 3 other guys. Big loss.
2nd and 13. Ball on the 49, so the Indians back in their own territory now.
It's getting tougher for Unionville, Mikey, as Downingtown East's defense is really getting a lot of penetration.
And that's where the defensive touchdowns really hurt if you're a Unionville fan, as their defense has played very well. A little bit of a high snap. Schnars rolls out. He's going to be tackled for a big loss. He's still not down. They finally blow the play dead, but going the wrong way, Carl. Yet again, great field position for the Indians, and barring another great play, single play by one man making a Herculean effort, it's going to be for naught again.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show you, Mikey, and why Unionville was not expected to win is this, what wins football games is the line play. And Unionville's offensive line, who's done a half-decent job, is starting to fail, and the Unionville is going backwards.
3rd and 22 is a screen pass to Ferriello. This is what I was talking about. Could one man make a big play? He's going to be tackled. What a solid tackle by Stephen Long.
Yeah,
good open
you know
field
what?
tackle.
That was actually good execution on that play, but you got to give Stephen Long credit, because that's what you need is good tackling on the open field.
Surprised we don't have the Cougars calling a timeout, as we're at 1:25 left in the first half.
Yeah, they have their timeouts left, Mikey.
Yeah, they only called one.
Right, a little surprising.
Saving them for the drive, maybe. Troy on the return, as they are going to have great field position. They're going to start off with the ball on their own 38-yard line.
Okay, so this is a big point in this game, Mikey, is we still only have a 19-13 game, and very important that Unionville does not give up any more points before the half.
Carl, the Cougar offense only has 6 points.
Right, but they're still a dangerous running team.
Oh, absolutely, but Cougars have to be hopeful they can get another stop here. There's Jonas Saint with the run.
Okay, the only problem with running the football with so little time, the clock keeps running unless you get a first down.
I'm really shocked they're just not calling a timeout here. Maybe they try a pass play here and call a timeout if it's short of the first down.
He just needs to go. I'm surprised he didn't throw it out of bounds.
Davis runs out of bounds and actually loses yards. Just a strange game, Carl.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He had a chance to throw the ball away, Mikey, and not take that loss, but he took the loss. And, well, it's a break for Unionville. It does not look good for Downingtown scoring here.
There's a handoff, and there you go. A big run by Jonas St. Carl. Now they have great chance of putting up some points, and they have 2 timeouts left.
Jonas St. always dangerous, and that's why he has so many yards this year. Mikey breaks off a lot of big plays, like that one.
1st and 10, ball on the 35, but the clock is still running. It only stops for the chains to move. Now it's Hamilton with the big run. He's going to be tackled down at the 17. And now Matt is on the field calling the timeout, Carl. That's why he saved him. Far be it us to question a man who has led a team to the playoffs so many times. And I will say, Carl, if they go in with the lead, he is one of the best I've ever seen at making halftime adjustments. Those plays that have been stymieing the defense for Downingtown East when Schnarr's making plays wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a different defensive game plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned immediately after the end of the first half for a
Can the Indian defense get a stop? Kicking has been a struggle tonight for the Cougars, but they hold them to a field goal attempt.
Right. You still have one timeout left, so they can definitely run the football here, Mikey. And the last two plays have been big gains by Jonas Saint and Hamilton.
First and 10, ball on the 17. 28 seconds to go here in the first half. It's the Cougars leading the Indians 19-13. Davis rolls out. Pass is deflected. There he is again, Carl. Alex Pellegrin. What an impressive senior, Carl.
He is. He does everything for their football team, Mikey. It's a shame they just a little bit short as far as talent goes with Downingtown East, but they're certainly giving it all they have and have kept them in the game so far.
Pellegrin, one of the great players left from that team last year. They made it one game away from the final. Davis takes it himself, and he's going to take it in for the score. 17-yard touchdown run, Luke Davis. Just as Coach Matter drew it up, Carl.
Yeah, they weren't expecting that, Mikey. The quarterback draw, and he easily was able to run it in for a touchdown.
And they're going to go for two. Davis rolls out. He's going to try and take it himself. He's going to be stopped short, it looks like, Carl. And he is. His knee hits the ground at about the 1 yard line. It's going to be a 25-13 score with 19 seconds to go here in the first half. Why wouldn't we have an obscure score, Carl?
Yeah.
Stay tuned for a special presentation by the Unionville High School dance team.
Downingtown has outscored Unionville 18-0, Mikey, in the second quarter. Their offense is starting to get going, their defense, and they're starting to churn now. And the challenge now for Unionville is to stay in the game. But it will have to be in the second half that they make a comeback.
I don't know. We've seen some unique special teams plays. Is it going to be a short kick? Is it going to be a deep kick? Is it going to go out of bounds again?
It's only 19 seconds. Unionville got far in a very short amount of, Downingtown got far in a very short amount of distance there.
Line drive kick. To lead it for a possible return by Schilling. Well covered by the Cougar kickoff team as there's just 13 seconds left now in this first half. 28-0. Coatesville leads Avongrove. Should we try and get some other scores for you? Carl, this could very well be the final play of the half. Half that saw Unionville leading, but a couple big plays by the Cougars have given them a 2-score lead. And in motion, Schilling. Pass is, it's a hook and ladder. And Ferriello is going up the sideline. Is he going to be tackled? Oh, he's. Are they calling the timeout? They get it called. Looked like he was out of bounds, Carl, but either way, the clock stopped. What a play!
That was a great play. Hook and ladder is.
I don't remember the last time I saw a hook and ladder work.
Yeah, right. It worked beautifully. I tell you, this Unionville's had some surprises in this first half offensively when we really didn't expect anything from them.
First and 10, ball on the 21. They did call a timeout. I believe the clock was stopped from him going out of bounds, but now they call the timeout. Can they turn this into points, though, Carl?
Well, yeah, they'll have one play, and they're probably not going to kick a field goal here. So
Well, it'd be a 38-yarder. I mean, yes, Braithwaite missed an extra point, but he does have a strong leg.
yeah, because you'd like to get some points. I mean, there was really little chance of them getting any points.
But Carl, I can't believe that worked.
They are bringing in Blake Charlton in here to quarterback Mikey on this play, but they are going to. He's going to be the holder for that field goal.
So it'll be a 38-yarder. I mean, if they get any points here before the half.
Yeah, absolutely. They were all the way down in their own territory. It'd be nice to get
Does
some
Downingtown
points.
East try to ice him as it gets a little chiller out? Kick is up, and it is hits the upright, Carl.
Hit the goalpost, lower side goalpost.
And that's going to do it for the first half as Unionville trails Downingtown East by a score of 25-13. We'll be back with second half action in just a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the track for a special presentation by the Unionville High School sports team. Action on the field.
America's oil and gas moves through 2.4 million miles of underground pipelines safely. But one of those pipelines were gone. We would need 90,000 more tanker trucks or 27,000 more rail cars every single day just to meet our energy needs. So, do you want this, or this? We move America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into Western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
Big Boy's barbecue sauce is the perfect addition to your meal. It's now sold at select Walmarts and other local stores. Go to bigboysbbqsauce.com to find a location near you. We are back here live at Unionville High School as the Unionville Indians trail the Downingtown East Cougars by a score of 25-13. Again, I am Mikey Dunn, joined by Carl Rum. Carl, give us the first half scoring recap.
Okay, Mikey, so Unionville got the lead in the first quarter as they had two big plays on a 72-yard drive. One was the quarterback, Nick Schnars, rolling out and running up the sidelines for about 45 yards. And the other one was a pass to Alex Pellegrin that gave them a 23-yard touchdown pass that gave him a 6-0 lead when the extra point was no good. Then Unionville again got the ball in good field position and were trying to score to take a even bigger lead. But all of a sudden, number 27, Mr. Lemke, Nick Lemke, runs the other way, apparently stealing the ball and running in for a touchdown to give Downingtown the lead, 7-6. But then Unionville, towards the end of the first quarter, mounted another drive, and this time it was a pass from Schnars to a shovel pass to Joseph Ferriello, who had a very good first half, Mikey, 25 yards for a touchdown. The extra point this time was good, and it was 13-7 Unionville at the end of the first quarter. But in the second quarter, Downingtown exerted its will and ran off 18 straight points, won 3 touchdowns. One of them, the first play, was a run of 15 yards from Zach Hamilton as they finally got their running game going with Janice Saint and then Hamilton running it in from 15 yards. The extra point was no good, even though we questioned the referee's call on that play, as Janice Saint seemed to reach out and get the 2-point conversion. However, it was 13-13. And then another big play on the defense for Downingtown as the ball apparently being kicked back towards Unionville's end zone, and it was recovered by Weston Menzie, who ran it in for a defensive touchdown, their second of the game. The extra point was, again, no good as they went for 2, and it was 19-13. And then at the very end of the second half, with poor field position, 2 big plays by Janice Saint and Hamilton got them downfield, and it was Luke Davis then running it in from 17 yards on a quarterback draw as Unionville was not ready for, and easily ran it in. The extra point, again, they went for 2 and did not convert. And so at the end of the first half, a Downingtown team who has struggled at times in this first half has a 25-13 lead.
Yeah, Carl, it was a half that pretty much saw everything. Defensive touchdown, extra points and field goals hitting uprights, interesting refereeing calls, trick plays. It's really had everything, but the score is still kind of what we were expecting coming in. It's the Cougars leading the Indians.
Yeah, I think that in this half, it's the challenge for Unionville will be to stay in the game, because Downingtown now is starting to exert their will on the Unionville team, and it's going to be very hard to get it back. However, we did see some surprisingly good plays by quarterback Nick Schnars, who replaced Blake Charlton as quarterback, and Alex Pellegrin also had a great game in the first half also. But they're going to, and Joseph Ferriello, so they're going to continue to have to rely on those guys to get him back in the game.
And some other Chesmont score updates: Coatesville leading Avongrove 28-0. Downingtown West leads Shanahan 7-0. Kennett has a big lead against Oxford, 35-0. Ruston leads Sun Valley 14-0. So Ruston looking to shore up the Chesmont American Division crown. Westchester East leads Henderson 14-10. So there are your other Chesmont scores for the evening. But we have Unionville on the field just waiting on the Cougars to come out. We're going to have second half action for you here on the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com, presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. That's right, the Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. And the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com is produced by 3CTVLive.com. That's right, there's a live event going on in Chester County. 3CTV Live will take you there. So the Cougars will get the ball to start the half. It is a 12-point game. It was almost a 9-point game. As we said, there was a missed field goal as time expired. That kick is going to go out of bounds. Second time tonight we've seen that for Carl. Now each team has done it. And then again, both officials on that side of the field throw the flag.
They're flag happy, Mikey.
There's a nice throw by the one official. He probably threw it about 10 yards. Well, Carl, we saw a lot of the run game. There was one big pass play to Choi that went incomplete, but whether it was Hamilton, Jonas Saint, or Davis, they had a lot of success running the ball there in that second quarter. And they start off with a 1st and 10 on their own 35. It's the opening drive here of the second half. Hamilton takes it up to the 41.
That was Jonathan on the carry, Mikey.
Jonathan.
Yeah, got about 6 yards there.
Where we're at in the press box, I have a gigantic concrete partition kind of blocking my view there. There's going to be enough for a Cougar first down. Jonas Saint with the carry. I feel like I'm going back and forth between Jonas Saint and Jonas Saint.
I like Jonathan.
Half the time I'll be right. And now it is Zach Hamilton with the carry.
Yes, as Jonathan left the game and Zach Hamilton comes in. They are starting again to exert their will, Mikey, on this Unionville defense.
Jonathan and Hamilton, both seniors. And just like the first few plays of the drive, they pick up another first down. They get a good gain on the first down run, get the first down on the second down run. First and 10, ball on the Indian 43. Carl, thus far, this drive is looking like what we were kind of expecting on the first drive of the game for the Cougars. And another strong first down run. I think Coach Matta talked to his offensive line and said, we're going to run the ball. You need to block.
Yes, and we're going to run it down their throats. And we're going to show no mercy.
This is where a defender needs to make a play. Will it be Alex Pellegrin again? It's Jonas Saint with the first down run. That is the third time on this drive they pick up a first down on a second down run.
You kind of wear out the defense.
And this time it's Jonas Saint going inside the 10. He's going to be tackled inside the 5. What a run by Jonas Saint, Carl.
Great run, Mikey, and again, great blocking up front. And Jonathan all the way down to the 2.
They take him out for this play. Now Hamilton is in.
I guess Hamilton's getting the ball here, Mikey.
High formation, first and goal, ball on the 3. It is Hamilton. Carl, it's another delayed call. They're marking him short. This is something I remember even as a child not liking. Officials make the call.
Yeah.
Don't let the ball get moved around. Leaving no doubt there, it's Zach Hamilton with a 1-yard touchdown run for the Cougars, adding to their lead in the opening drive of the second half. Carl, the point after touchdown and 2-point conversions have been an adventure tonight for the Cougars.
They have. They've been trying to catch up on points. I would just kick it, but that's just me.
And it's a fake, and it's going to be good.
Two-point conversion.
Kyle Egan on the reception. Carl, we really have seen everything
Yeah.
in this game.
I figured they'd go for it and try it out. They have a nice lead now.
9 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Downingtown
So the score is now
Unionville Indians
33-13 with 9:48 to go here in the third quarter.
That's kind of how we thought the game might be played out in the very beginning of the game, but it didn't turn out that way, as Unionville's defense in the beginning of the game was able to hang in there defensively. But now I think they're just getting overmatched. And, you get tired, and those defensive linemen, just running the football like that, Mickey, you know how tough it is for the defensive line and the linebackers. They get real tired. And that offensive line, all that weight on them, they just can't hold back the running game of John Saint and Hamilton.
It's a 20-point Downingtown East lead. Can the Indians come up with a couple more big plays to get back in this game? Schilling on the return. As Unionville, Carl, as you said, it was a tough second quarter for them. Can they have a better third quarter?
So I saw at the half Blake Charlton warming up, but he is not coming into the game. We'll stick with Nick Schnars here.
Maybe if they fall behind and get to the point where they're having to throw the ball a lot, they'll put him in.
One of the reasons why is they just don't have much of a passing game, and it leaves Blake Charlton really with nobody to throw to.
Schnars takes it himself. Pickup of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Ball on the 32. They try and get it in the hands of Ferriello again, have him make another big play. That looks like it is. It's going to be a first down run. Is that Pellegrin on the carry, Carl?
Now it's Pellegrin again. Tell you what, Mikey, every time he touches the ball, something good happens.
They had a guy the last couple of years, Joe Zubalaga, who was a do-everything type guy. Seems like what Schnars and Pellegrin are as well. Schnars takes this one, gets a couple blocks, cuts it back inside, and defender slips down. Schnars with the big run inside the 20, cuts it back, finally tackled at the, see where the spot is, 9-yard line it looks like. Carl, it was already a big run, but defender went to turn, and as he turned, he slipped, which just gave so much more room for Schnars to run.
Yeah, just a great play, great run by Schnars there. Gives Unionville a chance to get back in this game.
As that ball is going to go for about a, carry's going to go for about a 3-yard gain. Schilling. 2nd and goal, ball on the 6. Still plenty of time left. They trail by 20, but in great position to get a touchdown here. So you see their kicker, who has missed 2 kicks tonight, warming up on the sideline. He's ready to kick an extra point. Schnars rolls out. Oh, and he is taken down in the backfield, slammed down by Stanley Bryant.
Yes, Stanley Bryant with a great play.
It's as though Schnars was just not expecting somebody to be there.
Field goal's not going to do much now, so they're in 2-down territory here.
Schnars still looking tired after his big run.
Yeah.
Now it's a 3rd and 15. 3rd and goal from the 15, excuse me. There's been a couple big plays made tonight by the Cougar defense, obviously having 2 touchdowns, but a couple tackles for loss, sacks. Schnars takes it himself, only gets up to the 13. Pick up 2.
Yeah, I think he faked the handoff to Pellegrin, who looked like he had room to run there, Mikey.
And they're going to go for the 3, Carl. Try and make it a 17-point game. See, 30-yard kick. Actually, it's kind of like a 29.5-yard kick.
Right. We can call that 29 yards.
Kick is up. And it is good. Dominic Braithwaite had the distance. It looked like it was kind of curving a little bit there towards the upright, but it is good. 33-16 is now your score. We'll be back after this word from the James J. Terry Funeral Home.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into Western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
We are back here at Unionville High School as the Indians pull a little bit closer. It is still a 3-score game, but hey, points are points, Carl.
Yeah, it was obviously one big play on that drive, and that was the run by Nick Stars there that got him all the way down in the red zone. Unfortunately, unable to connect with the touchdown, but we'll take the 3 points.
Yeah, Carl, it's something that just shows your offense, hey, you guys had some positive plays there. You deserve to get the points. Looked like the return man, the out man's knee touched the ground. And that's what they are whistling. The return was by Zach Hamilton. A lot of short kicks in this game, but also a couple kicks out of bounds. Carl, what's interesting to note is that Unionville's only scoring 19 points a game. They have 16, and they only give up 21 points a game. They've already given up 33, but Downingtown East only gives up 15 points a game. And if you want to talk about it, really, I mean, Unionville's defense didn't give up all those points. There's 2 defensive touchdowns by the Cougars.
Yeah, it's a good point, Mikey, but then also now that Downingtown's offense has gotten underway now, and they're going to be tough to stop for the rest of this game.
Hamilton with the carry. We do have an injured Indian down. We'll be back after this word from the Sunoco pipeline.
America's oil and gas moves through 2.4 million miles of underground pipelines safely. But one of those pipelines were gone. We would need 90,000 more tanker trucks or 27,000 more rail cars every single day just to meet our energy needs. So, do you want this, or this? We move America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
We are back at Unionville High School as the injured Unionville player has gotten up. It was number 66, Ryan Sun, the junior lineman. Good to see him walk off on his own power. Carl, the Unionville defense needs to get a stop. They just let the Cougars march down the field on that opening drive of the half.
Well, there's letting and just not being able to stop them, Mikey. And I don't know if they have the capability. We'll see.
They were pretty successful in that first quarter, but then the second quarter we saw the East offense have their way.
Hamilton on the carry.
Hamilton, pickup of 1.5. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Big play for the Indian defense. Can they get the stop, get the ball back in their offense's hands? And it is a nice job there by the Indian defense. Several players there.
Well, there must have been an adjustment on the defense there by coaches, because they certainly tightened it up there in that drive.
2 captains on that tackle. The primary tackle made by Julier, but Pellegrin also got in there at the end. So you need your captains to step up. They're going for this, Carl. 4th and 2. Do they try and draw them off sides, or are they just feeling confident? They are going for it. And it is going to be Jonas Saint with the first down run.
That could have been a big stop there, Mikey. That would have been a big play for Unionville. Get back in the game, but they weren't able to stop Jonas Saint.
We said Coach Matta had to talk to his offensive line there at halftime.
Yeah.
Good show of strength there. 1st and 10, ball on the 50. Davis drops back as an open target. Pass is complete for a first down and then some. As that's
number 49.
Shane O'Shea, fullback.
Shane O'Shea makes a good play. I'll tell you, Mikey, any kind of pass play like that should work with the running game churning like it is.
Jonathan with the carry. He's still going. He's got a first down. He's inside the 10. Carl, this running game has really gotten going now.
Yeah, what Jonathan does, Mikey, once he gets through that initial line, he is really tough to bring down. As he's going to have another 100-yard night tonight.
1st and goal, ball on the 7-yard line. Carry by Jonathan. It's going to go inside the 5. 2nd and goal from the 3. Give it to him again. Dives forward. Carl, I can see from here he's in the end zone, and they finally have ruled it a touchdown. The Cougars answer a field goal with a touchdown. Garvey Jonathan with the 3-yard touchdown run. As you said, Carl, they're winning the game in the trenches.
Yes, and I believe that's Garvey's first score of the night.
The extra point is actually kicked this time, and it is good. 40-16, Downingtown East leads Unionville with 3:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. SWI, or Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown or give them a call at 610-518-5187. That's SWI, Service Wholesale Incorporated.
Grab yourself a program for a great savings offer. Wilson Propane. For your propane, heating oil, and HVAC.
Carl, if you're Unionville, you had a really big play last drive, but it still only ended with a field goal. Your defense, which was getting stops in the 1st quarter, has been unable to get stops. Do you keep having Schnarrs in at quarterback because he can make the big plays, or do you need to get the passing game going?
They don't really have much of a passing game, Mikey, and that's why Schnarrs is in there in the first place. I'll be honest with you, like you said, he's actually been pretty successful tonight. They just aren't able to stop this Downingtown East offensive juggernaut.
Another good return by Schilling as he takes it all the way back to the 50-yard line. He's had some solid returns, Carl. They have some playmakers. It's really just at running back or quarterback tonight.
Yeah, their special teams, Ferriello and Schilling, have done a good job on kickoff returns, but there's too many kickoff returns for them to return, Mikey, if you know what I mean. They're giving up 40 points.
There's that Schilling on the run.
Tough run by Schilling to get 2 yards.
Well, we saw last week this is a team that's going to keep fighting. 2nd and 8. Ferriello with the carry. He has no room to run. Great job by the Cougar defense swarming to the ball carrier. Carl, we said at some point the running plays were just going to start getting figured out.
Yeah, Stephen Long and Spencer Uglow on the tackles there, Mikey. Both of them have had a pretty good game defensively also.
3rd and 9 for the Indians. You know, the Unionville defense is thinking, please give us a chance to catch our breath. Stars drops back. Passes dropped. Should have been an interception right in the hands of Stuart Regitz.
Stuart Regitz there had the ball, an easy interception there. As he kind of, that time, guided the ball a little bit rather than throw it, Mikey, and threw it right to Regitz, who was unable to catch it. But a punt coming up.
We'll have a Chesmont score update for you after this punt. High snap. Good job getting the kick off, but it goes out of bounds. Going to give the Cougars good field position. The ref has stopped at the 35, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars on 35 as they lead 40-16. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. Little trip around the Chesmont. It's Coatesville leading Avon-Grove 42-0. Whippet still just a 7-0 lead over Bishop Shanahan. Kennett leads 35-0 over Oxford. Ruston leads Sun Valley 14-0, and Westchester East leads Henderson 21-10. It's a big run, still going up the sideline. Finally getting tackled is Hamilton. What a run, Carl.
Yeah, great run by Hamilton. I think that's his biggest run of the night there, Mikey, and he's probably around 100 yards also. We're going to have 200-yard rushers tonight, which is usual for Downingtown East.
Nice job of staying in bounds. He gets the carry again.
Hamilton does a good job, Mikey, of using his blockers as he just puts his hand on the offensive lineman and just rolls right with them.
Carl, you have to think if they get a touchdown in this drive, it'll be right near the 4th quarter. The next time they come out on the field, I expect to see some backups. Hamilton takes it inside the 10. Going to bring up 3rd and goal. Ball is on the 8-yard line. Flag on the play.
Unionville went offside, Mikey.
I'm sorry, I said 3rd and goal. It was 3rd and 3, so that would be enough for the 1st down. And it is. Carl, it just is a different Unionville team this year. They lost so many players to graduation, but they do have talent. But you do have Schilling, who is a junior, but they lose Ferriello, Pellegrin, and Schnars to graduation. But Charlton will also be back. And it is another touchdown for the Cougars. Zach Hamilton. With the 4-yard touchdown run. Carl, it's been all Cougars since that 1st quarter.
Yeah, it is. They had a good 1st quarter, Unionville, but Downingtown took it away from them.
Extra point is up, and it is good. 47-16, Downingtown East leads. We'll be back after this word from Big Boy's Barbecue Sauce. Big Boy's Barbecue Sauce is the perfect addition to your meal. It's now sold at select Walmarts and other local stores. Go to BigBoysBBQSauce.com to find a location near you. are back here at Unionville High School as the Cougars have just added to their lead. Downingtown East leads Unionville 47-16. Carl, we are not in the mercy rule yet, which is, of course, in the second half, and it is a 35-point lead. Low squib kick. So Schilling doesn't have a chance to return it this time. It is Schnars on the return. Still going, so it's going to be good field position again for the Indians. For a team that's trailing, Carl, by 31, they've had excellent field position all night.
They have, Mikey. It's resulted in 16 points, but those two big turnovers certainly hurt their chances in the second quarter.
It will be 1st and 10, ball on the 44. We are at 48 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Schnars taking it himself. Just not working the same way it was in that first quarter, Carl. He did have a big run already, but he's gassed, Carl.
He's a tired puppy, Mikey, as we get a good view by our cameraman there of Nick, and he's actually exhausted. I'll tell you what, I give him a lot of respect, Mikey, for the effort he put on tonight.
And they are giving him the breather. This is Charlton in the game now. Ferriello on the run.
It's that same play that hasn't worked all night, Mikey.
And that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. It's the Downingtown East Cougars 47, the Unionville Indians 16. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. Want to see some of the crazy plays that have occurred in tonight's game? These games are archived on ChesmontFootball.com. And next week's Chesmont Game of the Week, Carl, it's these Downingtown East Cougars traveling to Coatesville to take on the Red Raiders. These are two teams that every year that are competing for the Chesmont National Division title. It is a Coatesville team that is having yet another mercy rule game tonight, going up against a Downingtown East team that can put up some points. The question for that game is going to be, can the Cougar defense get stops? And do they have the speed to outrun Coatesville with their offense? But that's the discussion for next week, Carl, is we still have an entire quarter left to play here as Unionville just looking to put a couple more scores up on the board. They trail 47-16. It's a 3rd and 8. Charlton is sacked in the backfield. His second offensive play taken down.
And you know who tackled him, Mikey?
Would that be 27. Mr. Lemke again?
Yes, the defensive star of this game.
Carl, you'll be doing the post-game interview.
Yeah, I think we're going to ask Coach Matta about Mr. Lemke in one of my questions tonight.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see his thoughts on his offensive line's performance in the second half and the running game as well. Line drive kick. That's Choi on the return.
Looks like you slipped there, Mikey.
Still takes it into Indian territory. First and 10 for the Cougars. First and 10, ball on the 46. Carl, we do have Davis still in the game. Ball comes out. Unionville recovers. Hamilton fumbled it. Recovered by Weston Grimm. Carl, we were thinking we might see some of the Cougar backup. The starters are still in, and it's a fumble. And that is just the third forced fumble of the season by the Indian defense. We said that we were expecting them to still fight, Carl.
Yeah, they're gonna. You know this Unionville team. They do fight.
Coach Clark won't let his boys stop. Man in motion. Charlton throws it deep. Pass is dropped. It was well defended by Stephen Long.
And he's going for the quarterback, the wide receiver now, Nick Schnars. And only a great defensive play there, Mikey. Stopped that from being a completed pass.
Yeah, it was a solid throw.
Right, solid throw by Charlton.
2nd and 10. As we see what Coach Clark is wanting to do the rest of the game, we expect to see Charlton in there, barring any injury. As just trying to run their way back into this game is not going to work. A little bit of a high snap. Ferriello on the run. He gets tripped up and breaks the tackle. He's going to be tackled right at the 49-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and manageable. Third and 5. As the ball is actually at the 49.5. Charlton drops back. Pass is incomplete off the hands of Schilling. There was a little wide, but still have to think Schilling would like to have had that one thrown to him again. Probably to make that reception the next time. Fourth and 5. And the Indians are going for it as they trail 47-16. Can they make the Cougars pay for their turnover? Or will the Cougar defense bail out the offense? Pass is deflected. Nice pressure by the Downingtown East defense. Carlos, everything in this second half has been so much better, save for the fumble, offensively and defensively for Downingtown East. For Unionville, Carl, as you said, it's just kind of talent difference. You have a couple playmakers, but overall, top to bottom, Downingtown East just has more talent. As we still have the starters in for Downingtown East, Carl, bit surprising. That's Hamilton on the run. Davis still in at quarterback. They're trying to work on some things for the Coatesville game, and they figure better to do it in live game as opposed to in practice. But I mean, why are they doing anything but running the ball up by this much?
Right.
Hamilton with the carry again. Going to be, depending on the spot, right near the first down.
He might just want to get those guys in shape for next week's game, Mikey.
They're
going to need to be running around a lot.
Going to be just short, maybe by an inch. Third down. And it's Jonathan with the first down run. He only needed an inch. He takes it inside the 30. And we have a timeout. Downingtown East. Chesmont Game of the Week is presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. That's right, the Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. And the Chesmont Game of the Week is produced by 3CTVLive.com. There's a live event going on in Chester County. 3CTV Live will take you there. Next week, it's the Coatesville Red Raiders, the first place team in the Chesmont National Division, taking on these Downingtown East Cougars. And Carl, I believe that's going to be Coach Ortega going for his 100th career win.
Hitting 99 tonight, right, Mikey?
Yes, as they were at last check having their way with Avongrove as we look for another score update for you. As the Downingtown West Whippets had a close game going with Bishop Shanahan. As Carl, now we have some backups in.
Yes, Tanner Deal, I talked to you about earlier in the game, has gotten some carries for them this season. Number 37 gets a carry.
Have to think that's why the timeout was called, was to get the backups in. And Andrew Person now in at quarterback. Second and 6. Downingtown West leads Shanahan 14-7. We have a Unionville timeout. So we're going to take this timeout to hear from the Sunoco pipeline.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
We are back here at Unionville High School as Downingtown East leads 47-16 over Unionville. The Cougars have now put their backups in. So other scores for you. Coatesville leads Avongrove 42-0. Downingtown West leads Shanahan 14-7. Kennett leads Oxford 35-0. So Ruston leading leading Sun Valley, 21-0. And Westchester East leads Henderson 28-10. Second and 6. Good stop there by the Unionville defenses. There's several Indians back there to meet the ball carrier. It's Deal on the run. I know it's just the first inning, but the Dodgers lead the Brewers 1-0. Bottom of the first.
Yes, I think our P announcer got that wrong. It was Bryce Rubino.
And that is
It's Deal on the
Deal again. Going to bring up a 4th down and 5 for the Cougars. And they have their backups in now. Going to go for it because kicking a field goal is not really sportsmanlike here and way too close to punt. And it is going to be a turnover of downs, as that was Max Jonasaints on the run. The sophomore.
I think Max could have got the first down there, Mikey. For some reason, instead of going forward, he kind of cut. And if he went on forward, he would have got the first down. Because we will not have a mercy. We probably will not have a mercy rule tonight. Still a little bit of time left, but.
First and 10, ball on the 21. It's really, Carl, are we expecting just to see a lot of running plays? Nobody really wants to get hurt, or do you think that Unionville may try and pass it still, but they haven't really given Charlton any time to pass?
Right, I think they'll keep the ball on the ground here. You got Weston Grimm in the backfield now.
And he takes the handoff. Takes a big hit. Going to be stopped at the 30-yard line.
Weston Grimm on the carry. 3rd and 1.
Third and 1. 6:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Downingtown East leads Unionville 47-16. And it's going to be a first down run by Grimm.
Weston Grimm on the carry for a Unionville first down.
Grimm is not a name we said on offense at all last week. He is a a sophomore running back and defensive back. He takes the toss, has a nice solid run there, Carl.
Yeah, pretty good looking running back.
He's waiting for his running lanes to develop.
Right. Of course, Downingtown having all their reserves in.
Stay tuned post-game as Carl Rummel will have a post-game interview with the victorious coach, Coach Matta. Grimm with the carry, he's got the first down, makes a couple of them miss. I've been very impressed with these carries by Grimm.
Yeah, he certainly knows how to run with some blocking in front of him.
Grimm on the carry for a Unionville first down.
First and 10, ball on the Cougar 45.
Of course, Weston has 2 more seasons left, Mikey. Could be somebody they could use in the future.
They have Charlton back as well. Schilling's back. Spins out of another tackle, takes it up to the 40, another 5-yard pickup.
Weston Grimm on the carry.
Second and 5, ball on the 40, 4:30 to go. Grimm takes another toss, gets another first down. Carl, he's just making guys miss.
Yeah, he has a very good running style, Mike. Mikey, like the way he runs. Uh-oh, somebody is down. Weston is hurt a little bit on that play.
We have an official's timeout. Going to take this timeout to hear from the James J. Terry Funeral Home.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into Western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
As it is another run for the Indians, Carl. They're just really good things trying to get this to the conclusion of this game. 2nd and 7. As it is
Ethan Bennick.
Ethan Bennick, a freshman. Third and 3. Ball on the 25. That is Bennick again. It's going to be stopped short. And the Indians are going to go for this 4th down, of course. As we bid Carl farewell, we'll be hearing from him shortly, talking to Coach Matta. Fourth and 2. We're at the 2.5 minute mark. Off in the shotgun. Little toss to Bennick. He's got the first down. No, it's the backups, but it's been a good drive by Unionville. Unionville had a strong first quarter, but the second quarter and actually the entire rest of the game was all Downingtown East. But Unionville trying to put some points on the board. Another run by Bennick. Bring up a 2nd and 7, ball on the 15. SWI, your Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown or give them a call at 610-518-5187. That's SWI. It's going to be a 3rd down for the Indians. Bennick with another carry. And if you miss any of this game, it will be archived on ChesmontFootball.com, as all of our games from this season have been. Next week will be Downingtown East taking on Coatesville. You want to refamiliarize yourself with either of those teams. Go on, watch the games during the week to get prepared. 3rd and 3, under a minute to go. Bennick's going to be stopped short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 1. As we are under 30 seconds to go in the game. They convert the 4th down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Indians, but we have just 19 seconds to go. And the clock is running. Didn't know if Unionville was going to try and call a timeout to get more than one play. Will they get another play off? Charlton taking his time. It's another running play. It's going to be a pickup of just 1, and that's going to be the final play of the game as the Downingtown East Cougars have defeated the Unionville Indians by a score of 47-16. The Indians put up quite a fight in the first quarter, but it was all Downingtown East the rest of the game.
This is Carl.
Very shortly, we're going to have Carl Rudman having an interview with Victoria's coach, Coach Mike Matta. But before that, we're going to hear from our friends at Big Boys Barbecue Sauce. Big Boys Barbecue Sauce is the perfect addition to your meal. It's now sold at select Walmarts and other local stores. Go to BigBoysBBQSauce.com to find a location near you. As we're waiting for the player handshakes to finish up. Just not the Indians' night tonight, as they now fall to, 3-6 on the season, 1-3 at home. Downingtown East goes to 8-1. As see the coaches gather their players up, give them a little post-game pep talk. no scoring in the fourth quarter. It was Zach Hamilton getting 2 third-quarter touchdowns and Garvey Johnson having one. Unionville just had a field goal in the third quarter. Coach Matt is talking to his team. Want to thank all of our sponsors tonight. The Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership, the James J. Terry Funeral Home, SWI, and Big Boy's Barbecue Sauce.
We didn't really, when are we going to start fast? I don't know what we have to do. Tomorrow, I'm open for any suggestions. All comers. Let me know what we need to do. We finished fast. We finished hard. We finished weight room football, both sides of the ball. Even you young guys down there didn't like the Chinese fire drill. You didn't let them in. We've had good teams to let them in. You guys didn't let them in, which I'm pretty proud of. I like Kaner Deal to score a touchdown, but I don't know what meant to be today. Really came through some tough times, did okay at the end. Weight room game, both sides of the ball. Pretty proud of our effort. We rebounded pretty nicely. We got a lot of work to do between now and next Friday. And to leave no doubt, I'm going to tell you right now, because you know I'm honest, we're going to play a hell of a football team next week. I don't want any of that nonsense, yelling stuff about them. They're the defending champs. We will not back down from them. We will not back down from them. We will play as hard as we possibly can. Respect the fact that they're really good. Respect the fact that we're really good, and we will not back down. We will play 48 minutes. Enjoy this victory. We have 7:30 tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Some of you guys are getting a little bit of sickness, and we need to start fast. We can't miss tackles. We can't blow coverages. We can't drop balls. We can't overthrow people. Whatever that was on kickoffs, we can't do that. All right, this whole red, we can't do whatever that was all about. We got to do better. All right, if we're going to beat a good team, we got to do better, and we will. All right, seniors, we talked about that at halftime, right? You came out and put your first down. And plus, Weston and Nico both scored touchdowns.
And great sound there with Coach Matt talking to his team. Want to give a shout out to our cameraman and Troy. Well done there. And our boys in the truck is having Coach Matta talk about his matchup coming up against Coatesville next week. As we're about to go down live to Carl Rudman with Coach Matta. All right, take it away, Carl.
Go ahead.
Congratulations, Coach Matt. Let's talk about your defense. Came up with 2 big turnovers for TDs. Also, I want to talk about the outstanding defense of Nico Lemke tonight.
Nico's been playing real well for us all year. He's probably led the team in sacks. He's a really athletic kid. He does a real good job for us. He's made us proud. He's a good kid. Now, defensively, we played pretty well, but we scored 2 touchdowns. We gave up 2. Number 2 on their team, Unionville, did a great job. We had a hard time with him.
Yeah, a little surprised that. Were you surprised that?
Yes, they snookered us. He played a little bit, but not that much, and they kind of changed their offense, caught us off guard. Got to tip your cap to them, and they played real well. We made some adjustments at halftime. I think we were able to lock it down a little bit. But 2's a tough kid.
Yeah, he is a tough kid, and you give him a lot of credit. But you did get it together in the second half. You really ran the ball right down the throat.
Yeah, the offensive line just said we don't even want to throw the ball. They said just run the ball. They were screaming to run it, and we just followed their direction.
Yeah, and Unionville got tired, I think.
Yeah, well, they have a lot of two-way players. Yeah. That's part of the thing they have to deal with. A lot of their kids are two ways. All of our kids are one way, so that's kind of an advantage for us.
Well, great, Coach. Good luck against Coatesville next week.
Thank you. We'll need it.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
This is Carl Rudman sending back to Mikey Dunn in the booth.
All right, thank you, Carl. And yeah, Coach Matta, between the sound that we had and him talking to his players and talking to Carl, he knows they have a tough matchup next week going against Coatesville, but they had a great second half performance getting the win here at Unionville. Be sure to tune in next week when it is Downingtown East taking on Coatesville. For Carl Rudman, the entire Chesmont Football.com crew, I am Mikey Dunn saying thanks for tuning in. Good night, everybody.